Alright guys, what is going on? Just a few months ago, for those of you guys who don't remember or just weren't here on the channel, I had to wear these glasses every single video, or at least I thought I did, because I was so in shock with the whole situation that I didn't even want to show my eye. But thank God we are here now, and I do definitely have quite the update for you guys, because I haven't given you one in probably a little over 2 weeks. I'd say it's been around 16 days if I had to guess, because the PET scan was on the 24th and I really have not touched the camera since then. We're going to talk about all that and more in just a little bit. I know you guys have been looking for an update, so here we are. So right now it is October 10th. I woke up pretty early today, feeling pretty good. And as you can hear in my voice, for sure you can hear it, I definitely got really sick the last week or two. But we're gonna get into all that in just a little bit. I'm gonna give a quick recap for those of you guys who don't know. I did have the scans on the 24th, and the scans show that there is still a mass of about 1 centimeter by 0.5 centimeters at the back of my eye. That's obviously invisible when you look, but it is still there, so treatment is still gonna last a little bit longer. The only thing that really changed was the amount of days of radiation that were gonna be done. If it showed nothing, it would be 20, but unfortunately, since it showed a growth, it's gonna be 28, or not a growth, but a mass still left over from before. So yeah, I'll get into all that in just a second, but yeah, so where do I want to begin? Basically I would say around October 3rd, we had a huge party at my house. Everything was looking great. I was in a great mood and great spirits. Actually, this was October 2nd. I remember because I got chemo on the 3rd. So I took a three-ish week break from chemo, which is built in to allow yourself to recover, as well as to start your scans and figure out what the diagnostic does show and prove for that particular month. And this is frequently done in chemo. There's rounds of chemo every week, but once the rounds end, the cycle completes and you start a new cycle. That's just kind of how it works with chemo. Everyone I've known that has done chemo is on some sort of cycle. Like, you can't just have chemo every day indefinitely, because your body would not be able to handle that, even though technically it would cure or shrink whatever you have quicker. It's not just about that, right? It's also about your health and your ability to function as a human being. So yeah, that was done, and then on around the beginning of October, I was feeling great, feeling fantastic. Pretty bored though, for some reason. I just was having a pretty boring week at school. There was nothing really going on. And then on the 3rd, I got a 2-drug chemo. So my last cycle consisted of weekly cycles of 1 drug chemo, and then every 3rd week I would get 3 drugs. So the 3 drugs are done. The cyclophosphamide, which is the most toxic of the bunch, is no longer being given to me, and it's replaced by a 2-drug increment during the cycle. Instead of the 1, like every 3rd week, I have 2. But this time, since I'm getting radiation from October 14th, which is Monday, until November, I believe it's 20th or 21st, since that is being done, I'm actually only getting 2 doses of the A drug, which is dactinomycin, which is actually really good for sarcoma, but also highly toxic, causes pretty bad nausea and all of that fun stuff. So I got 1 dose of that and combined with vincristine. Vincristine is the one that I get every week that gives neuropathy but not much else. That's a more tame chemo, and definitely by all accounts. And yeah, so I got the vincristine and the dactynomycin on October 3rd. And then every week following that week, so every next chemo that I'm getting is only going to be 1 drug, if I'm not wrong. Like, I'm 95% sure I'm right. I still haven't been to Sloan Kettering in a while, so I don't know exactly, because I never spoke to my actual oncologist about this particular aspect of the treatment. But I do believe that is the case, because during radiation they don't give the A drug. So I'm going to have 8 more weeks of vincristine. And then on the last week of chemo, which is December 5th, that's my last chemo, I'm going to have that A drug 1 more time. And then I'm going to be done with this forever. So that's very exciting stuff. Yeah, a lot to cover right now. So I got the 2 drugs. I felt fine that day because I took some anti-nausea meds. I was chill, everything was fine. There was no like major problem going on with me at all. But then on Friday, I actually went to the gym and went to the sauna. I didn't work out, but I went to the sauna. I picked up a new pair of shoes, which you guys are really gonna like my review of, I hope. I haven't reviewed them yet. They're right here beside me. But I'm excited to bring you guys that review because I haven't yet, and I think you guys are really going to want to see these. I know I'm leaving you with a cliffhanger, but you'll have to wait and see. So I picked up this pair of shoes from the dude from my gym, not my trainer, some other dude. He gave me a really good price. I'll get into that in the shoe video. But after that, everything kind of went downhill. Friday night, I started feeling pretty ass. I would say I was definitely kind of nauseous, but like generally just super tired and just like pretty much just down and out. Like I couldn't really do anything. It was Friday and I had no urge at all to go out or do anything. I was just completely done. And yeah, it just wasn't really the vibe for me. So I was just thinking, yeah, the chemo is kicking in, or I didn't take enough anti-nausea, so now it's hitting me. But usually that's not the case. It usually hits me pretty much right away and then tapers off. It's like a spike and then a taper. But this time, it kind of took a while because at first I didn't really feel much. And then I started feeling pretty weird. So I was interested, I was monitoring it. On Saturday, I had a pretty weird day. I just kind of sat around all day, didn't do much. And I did go on a little nature hike with my uncle, who is also 23. He's been in the videos before. If you go to my Year of the Dragon review, I think he's at the end of it. So that's my boy. He definitely loves his nature walks. But yeah, we went on a nature walk and I wasn't feeling too great, but I thought I was coming out of it. On Saturday night, I bet on the UFC fights using some free money that I had from basically there was this promotion going on and I bet on the fights. If you guys know about UFC, Alex Pereira won the belt, or defended his belt yet again. He's absolutely unbeatable, unstoppable from what we've seen. He's an absolute legend. Love that guy. But yeah, bet on the fight, spoke to my friend, and then on Sunday I felt even worse. I literally couldn't do anything, pretty much. I was just like super depressed, and then Sunday night, I had a really rough night because basically what had happened was randomly, kind of out of nowhere, I started getting this really bad cough. Like I was coughing up a lung. It was like annoying as hell. So I was just laying there at like 3 a.m., unable to sleep, coughing up a lung. And I really didn't know what to do. I was actually getting a little bit nervous because I thought maybe like this could be something like bad, because I am on chemo. You know, I've never been sick on chemo, so I don't know exactly how that's gonna feel, and it could be really bad. Who knows, right? So I was scared that night. I took a shower. I tried everything I could to get myself out of it, but unfortunately, it just wasn't working out. And then on Monday, I was supposed to go to the ophthalmologist, which I was actually pretty excited about because I wanted to see like if there's any actual damage to my eye on like a physical level. Like I've never really tested that since July when my eye was popping out of my head. And I was interested about that, but unfortunately I couldn't go because I was just too sick. That was on the 7th. I was really sick that day. Like, that was the worst day by far. I felt absolutely terrible. I had full body aches. I could barely breathe because my nose was so stuffed. I was coughing like crazy. Didn't really have a sore throat, so that was good. Just like itchy face, every symptom in the book, basically. Between the last chemo and today, I basically had like every single symptom you can imagine, and that's part of the reason why I keep cutting the video, because I keep like getting nasally and stuffy and just like choking on my words almost. So forgive me for that. Anyway. Tuesday rolls around, still feel terrible. But on Wednesday, I wake up and I'm finally back to normal after arguably the hardest week I've had since the start of chemo in terms of how I felt, which is really weird because it came out of nowhere. I was doing pretty good before that, but that's usually how it is in life. You get smacked down when you least expect it. You really got to be vigilant. So, unfortunately, I got really sick. I don't think it was anything like serious. I tested for COVID. It was negative, so I would assume it was just a pretty bad cold, or maybe even just a regular cold that was amplified by chemo. Who knows, right? So there's that. That's what happened. And I was supposed to get chemo today, week 2 of the second cycle, just of Christine, but I ended up moving it to tomorrow, October 11th, just so I can give my body a little more time to recover. And the radiation was supposed to start today. They actually moved it to tomorrow, but then I called them and said I would feel more comfortable if we started on Monday. So the original radiation was supposed to be from October 10th to November 18th. Now it's pushed back 2 days. So add 2 days, October 14th to November. I guess that puts us at the 20th, which is getting late in November now, which is annoying. But listen, stuff like this does happen. There are always bumps in the road. I was really not doing too well. I was super pissed off. But I kind of figured there would be something in the way at some point because everything was going relatively smoothly, besides for that one chemo when I got into a minor car accident. The rest of them were pretty smooth sailing, even though the big 3 chemical ones were tough. But I never felt bad past Monday. So I would get the chemo on Thursday, but by Monday, I'd be up and at 'em ready to go to school. I actually never missed class until this Monday. So what we have on the agenda, I definitely have to make a couple videos. Gotta make one on the shoe right here. You guys are gonna love it. And gotta make this one, obviously. I'm gonna try and get this one up for you guys right away. Or maybe I'll do this shoe first. You guys will have to wait and see, I guess. But with all that being said, we got radiation on Monday. We got chemo tomorrow and Friday. We got basically about 9 weeks left of treatment, which is a little under 2 months, which is weird because you would think it would be over 2 months, but because October and November are long months, it's actually under 2 months. So by December, mid-December, this whole thing will be over. Hopefully, you never know. But I think it will be over by then. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I have anything else for you guys that I wanted to go over. Oh, actually, there is one more thing for those of you guys who stuck to the end of the video that I want to mention. I am going to a Tony Robbins event from November 14th to the 17th. That's a Thursday to a Sunday, and that's going to be really, really interesting. For those of you guys who don't know who Tony Robbins is, he's basically a self-improvement guru, which is kind of what I was trying to do back in 2022. If you scroll back on the channel, when I had my big beard and long hair, I thought I was Mahatma Gandhi, and I was giving all of this advice. That was kind of like Tony Robbins inspired. I wouldn't say it is because I actually don't watch Tony Robbins. I liked other smaller self-improvement YouTubers. He's more of an influencer, I would say. But I am going to his his event, which is a very extensive event. It's like, I believe 10 to 12 hours every single day for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's going to be a doozy for sure, but I'm really excited to see what that's all about. That is one thing on the agenda that I'm pretty hyped for. Hopefully nothing crazy happens around that time and I'm able to do it pretty easily. I'll probably have that radiation burn over here by then because I'll be right at the tail end of my radiation. So there's that. I've definitely been thinking about career, what I wanted to do. For those of you guys who don't know, I was an intern at the New Jersey Homeland Security Department back in the summer, at the beginning of June. Yeah. And then I got diagnosed with cancer. So I had to step down from my internship pretty soon after I got it, which that's just what happened. But I'm hoping to go back there either in the spring or the summer, and then I'm actually graduating college very soon. I'm 3 classes behind just due to a couple of mistakes I made in the first semester of freshman and sophomore year. For some reason, it was the first semester both times that I made a mistake on. I am hoping to graduate by August. That's the plan because you can take classes over the summer, and that is what I plan to do. So I'm basically done with school in just a little bit. So I have my entire life ahead of me. It's crazy, honestly. But yeah, so I'm gonna graduate around then. Definitely after 2025, no more school. And then I'll be back hopefully with the Homeland Security, and I want to change locations eventually to something closer to my house and just work that, continue YouTube, work out in the gym. I think we're going to have an epic comeback once 2025 rolls around, or even towards the end of 2024. But unfortunately right now we're going to have to hold tight and hold on to our horses. But yeah, if you watched the end, I really do love you all. Like, it's crazy how much support this channel has gotten lately. I couldn't be more grateful for it. It's like one of the main things I talk about with everyone I know. But yeah, well, that being said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you all soon. Peace.